I'm Will Ruth, and I have graduate assistant Damian Fisher with me today to go through some exercises for the Serratus Anterior. The Serratus Anterior is an important muscle group for rowers to develop control over. So we're going to start with a basic progression of body weight, basically just developing the control of the muscle, and then moving up into exercises that actually work strengthening the muscle, and then eventually a warm-up circuit to progress into heavier barbell lifting. The first exercise that we're going to do is the lying protraction. So the serratus anterior is the muscle group responsible for protracting the scapula. So what Damian's just going to basically do is keep his arm straight and try to push his fingertips forward, activating from the serratus anterior. So you can see his ribcage moving up and down right here. That's the muscle doing the work. And the things that you should be looking for is making sure that they aren't bending their arms, that they're keeping their arms straight and just protracting. The next exercise we're going to do is the straight arm pull down. So this one, Damian's going to again keep the arm straight in protraction and focus on just pulling down from the serratus anterior. Yep, so again, you can cue the athlete to just use the serratus for this whole motion. So one of the things that we'll focus on too is keeping it just in the active range of motion. So Damian's just going to pull down right there, not pushing it all the way behind him, which is then going to engage the lat more than the serratus. So just keeping it in the active range. This would be going too far. Active range would just be to right there, and then back up under control the whole time. The third exercise we'll do is the progression from the lying protraction. So this one, he's going to take that same position as we were just in for the lying protraction. And now he's going to punch his fist forward, but we've got it under load from the cable. So this is getting a little bit more difficult exercise, scaling up. So again, keeping the arm straight, focusing on just moving from the scapula. Next exercise we're going to do is the wall push-up. This is not going to be a full push-up, but it's just going to be focusing on that protraction. This does seem kind of repetitive with all the exercises doing the same thing, but again, we're really just focusing on finding different ways to work scapular protraction to further develop the serratus. So he's going to again keep his arm straight, focus on moving just from the scapula, back and down. And notice that he's not really coming far in here or breaking at the elbows, nor is he pushing himself too far back, just trying to keep the motion straight protraction. The final pair of exercises that we'll do is called the push-up plus. So in this, the plus part is just going to be the protraction right there, and then the full version of this would be doing the push-up and then finishing it with the plus. So that would be the more advanced version. You can really do it just from this position. Again, focus on keeping the arm straight and just protracting the scapula, or you can, as you advance, do the full version. This is a great warm-up for doing any overhead pressing or barbell exercises. So we'll kind of keep this as a staple in the program as a warm-up.
Okay, so another variation we can do of the push-up plus exercise that Will showed earlier is just a kneeling push-up plus. This can be especially useful for youth athletes or other athletes who still have a ways to go in their development of their serratus anterior or shoulder girdle. So with this, he would assume the same position. He's going to have his hips a little bit higher. So yep, so his back is pretty flat right there. Then he's going to perform it the exact same way as the push-up plus before. So he's going to reach, again, wrapping around the rib cage with his scapula, and then come back down. Notice that when he retracts, he's not collapsing, so go ahead and collapse like you would not want to do. See how he falls on this and is bending his elbows? We don't want to do that. So our focus is on the protraction. So just relax, let him come back into a neutral position, and then reach, protract around the rib cage. Okay, so another variation that we can often do, especially if we don't have bands or cable machines available, is the same lying serratus reach. So he'll go ahead and hold a plate and reach, protract his scapula forward, thinking of not just reaching up, but reaching around with his shoulder blades, wrapping around his rib cage. Again, this is a good way to intensify this regular lying serratus reach that we did before, especially if you don't have access to bands or cables.